Good morning, everyone, and thank you for choosing today's market analysis. Every day, our goal is to provide you with a thorough and knowledgeable analysis of the most relevant financial news to help you navigate the complex economic landscape. Let's begin our daily review. Market analysis, October 6, 2023. Ether futures ETFs, which began trading in the U.S. last week, saw relatively low trading volumes in their first several days. Analysts have pointed to the current macroeconomic conditions as a key reason for the muted interest. The 6 new Ether futures ETFs that launched on Monday only saw about $2 million in total trading volume, a fraction of the activity that Bitcoin futures ETFs saw when they debuted last year. One analyst explained that with interest rates now over 5%, investors are shying away from new ETF launches across the board, not just in crypto. Equities ETF trading has also been slow given the environment. As the macro situation eventually shifts, some anticipate Ether futures ETFs may attract more attention, but for now crypto traders seem focused on more established options like Bitcoin. Shifting focus, a crypto loyalty startup called Blackbird Labs announced a $24 million series of funding round this week. The round was led by venture capital firm Andreessen Horowitz, an active investor in crypto projects. Blackbird is developing a mobile app and loyalty program aiming to better connect restaurants and customers. The app uses crypto technology like NFTs and a Layer 2 blockchain from Coinbase to create membership programs. When users tap their phone on a restaurant's NFC reader, it mints an NFT membership pass. Blackbird believes crypto can enable more customized rewards and direct communication between restaurants and regular patrons. The new funding will further development of the app and expanding its restaurant partnerships. In other crypto news, a co-founder of the failed FTX exchange took the stand yesterday in the trial of FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried. Gary Wang, FTX's former head of engineering, testified that Bankman-Fried had committed financial crimes in mismanaging customer funds. Wang stated that Bankman-Fried, alongside former FTX and Alameda executives Caroline Ellison and Nishad Singh, improperly moved customer assets between affiliated entities. He said they essentially gave Alameda unlimited access to FTX customer funds while falsely claiming the businesses operated independently. Wang, Ellison and Singh have pleaded guilty to fraud charges related to FTX's collapse and are cooperating with prosecutors. If convicted, Bankman-Fried could face up to 115 years in prison for allegedly defrauding investors and misappropriating billions in customer deposits. Shifting to the broader markets. Major stock indices fell slightly yesterday amid concerns over corporate earnings. The S&P 500 declined 0.1%, the Dow lost 0.1%, and the Nasdaq dropped 0.2% on the day. Netflix reported a slowdown in subscriber growth, adding to recent disappointments from tech giants. Oil prices also dropped nearly 2% as economic worries weighed on demand expectations. West Texas Intermediate crude settled at $76.28 per barrel. On a more positive note, the December jobs report showed the U.S. economy adding 223,000 positions last month while unemployment fell to 3.5%, matching a 53-year low. However, wage growth slowed, easing some inflation worries. In Asia, Japan's Nikkei index finished 0.6% lower overnight. China's Shanghai Composite was down 0.3% in trading this morning. European stocks are also broadly lower today after hitting a one-week high yesterday. The Euro Stoxx 50 has fallen 0.7% so far. With inflation still top of mind, next week's Consumer and Producer Price Index reports will be closely watched. Markets expect price gains to continue slowing. The Federal Reserve's Beige Book survey is also due out next week. The report will provide anecdotal economic data to guide the central bank's rate decisions at its upcoming February meeting. In the currency markets, the US dollar is roughly flat, stabilizing after a volatile week driven by shifting rate hike bets. The dollar previously jumped to a one-month high against the euro. Bitcoin has found support around $27,500, trading between $27,000 and $28,000 over the last several days. Ether has ranged from $1,500 to $1,700 after testing 2022 lows last week. Before proceeding with our analysis, We would like to remind you that your support is very important to us. If you enjoy this video and find our content helpful and engaging, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. This helps us grow and provide you with even more quality content. Now, let's get back to the news on the financial markets and the latest updates. In Asia, stocks are headed for their first back-to-back gains in 3 weeks today. The MSCI Asia Pacific Index has climbed 0.9% so far, with most major markets in positive territory. Sentiment has been lifted by optimism about upcoming economic data as well as solid earnings reports from major Asian firms. Chinese markets remain closed for Golden Week holidays. Japan's Nikkei is up 1.1% even as the yen extends losses against the dollar. Meanwhile, Hong Kong's Hang Seng has jumped over 2%, aided by consumer and financial shares. Analysts cite easing recession fears globally, retreating oil prices, and positive earnings as tailwinds for Asian equities. However, many remain cautious about economic uncertainties ahead. In Australia, the S&P/ASX 200 index gained 0.6%, supported by the energy and tech sectors. South Korea's Kospi rose 1.2% as Samsung Electronics predicted solid memory chip demand. Turning to Europe, futures point to a higher open after mixed trading yesterday. The Euro Stoxx 50 futures are up 0.5% ahead of the ECB's account of its September policy meeting. Analysts will look for any discussion around quantitative tightening plans. The euro is holding steady around 98 cents as rate hike bets remain in focus. On Wall Street, major indices finished a choppy session marginally lower amid growth concerns. The S&P 500 slipped 0.1% while the Nasdaq fell 0.4%. Unable to sustain early gains. Netflix shares dropped over 8% on weak guidance, though Tesla stock surged nearly 4% on delivery numbers. All eyes now turn to today's U.S. September jobs report, expected to show hiring slowed moderately last month while unemployment held steady. Economists forecast non-farm payrolls rose by 250,000 in September, down from 315,000 in August. The unemployment rate is seen unchanged at 3.7%. Markets expect the Fed will hike rates by 75 basis points next month, but a hot jobs report could revive talk of more aggressive tightening. Slower wage growth in the report may offer hope that price pressures are easing. Investors have priced in a 93% chance of another 0.75 percentage point Fed rate rise in November. In the currency markets, the US dollar index trades little changed around 112 as traders await the jobs data. The greenback remains near 20-year highs. The Japanese yen extended losses, touching nearly 146 per dollar briefly. Japan's government again warned it was monitoring sharp yen moves as recession concerns grow. Oil prices are modestly lower as demand anxiety persists. Brent crude trades under $94 per barrel, on pace for a weekly decline. Supply risks still linger, capping losses. Gold prices rose slightly to $1,720 per ounce but remain range-bound. Some analysts expect bullion to struggle amid high interest rates. In economic news, the IMF upgraded its 2023 global GDP forecast slightly given resilient private consumption. However, the fund warned growth remains uneven and weaker than before the pandemic. In conclusion, we'd like to thank you for watching today's market analysis. If you enjoyed our insights and found the information helpful, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to our channel to stay updated with future analyses. Thank you again for your support, and we'll see you soon with more interesting news. Remember, the information in this video is purely informational and does not constitute investment advice. Always consult with a professional before making financial decisions.